Hello and welcome to another Raggy's Beer Review. So today we're going over to Northern Ireland, to County Antrim, to Modest Beer, a Northern Ireland based craft beer brewery. That I got this subscription box from Bruiser. I've kind of stopped doing it for the moment, simply because obviously with me, holidays, Christmas coming up, something has to give, and me spending money on booze is the biggest thing that has to give for me. So this is Cloudy Yet Full of Sunshine from them. It's a succulent and hazy New England Pale Ale at 4.2%. It says on the back, hops are Simcoe Citra, Mosaic and Centennial. Grain is Maris Otter. Pilsner, naked oats and wheat malt. Yeast is London Ale free. And they're based in Holywood in Randallstown, County Antrim, Northern Ireland. My wife is from Northern Ireland, and I've spent many a nice holiday over there in Northern Ireland, visiting the family, and yeah, can't wait to get back, gotta be honest. So there's the pour. Quite a lively pour, to be honest. That's more than likely my fault in this beer room. The temperatures do go up and down. Shouldn't affect the beer in any way, shape or form. But it does make for a large head now and again. As we can see, it's a hazy, orangey looking pour with a white head. I do apologise. Absolutely shattered all of a sudden. Although I've got to make dinner tonight for me and my son, steak and eggs. Ooh, maybe with a few chippies as well. He's a teenager, wants to learn how you cook. So we're going to teach him how you cook. So he can get his arse out, get his backside up and come into the kitchen and, turn the steaks over so they cook nice and slowly. And then we'll do some fried egg, do that, steak, egg. Whoa. Kids want to learn, kids have to learn how to do it all. Although I was having to be patient, because I've come down to the shed to do a beer review, and I could be anything up to half an hour. If we decide to do 2 beer reviews, I will be. But, we've all got to learn, haven't we? If you don't learn, what's the world about? Problem is, these days, a lot of children, teenagers, think they know the world. You do not. Yeah. If you watch this as a teenager and you think, I know everything, I'm tough as nails. One, you ain't. You're not tough in the real world. Yeah, you can be leery to somebody, you can abuse some old age pensioner, but you is not tough. Carry a knife around with you. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you may come up against someone with a spade in their hand. Your little knife will get smacked out of your hand. That spade will wallop you. You will get your comeuppance. I've been on public parks. People with bats and that got the spade and says, look, I'm not here for arguments, but put that down and go. And they look at you and they think, is he bluffing? No, not bluffing. No. Used a spade all my life. I can wield a spade like any instrument, and do it very well as well. The problem is these days, though, and this has got a lot of parents. There is a generation of parents, not all parents, a lot of good parents out there, but there's a lot who let their kids get away with blue murder. And you don't have to smack the arse off them, but you do have to watch what they're doing and, supervise them, shall we say. And, yeah, Too much not supervision. Don't blame the police and the government and all that. They are to blame, but not all to blame. You know, the fact of the matter is that as parents, as brothers and sisters of these rebellious children, they're the best people to bring them into line. At one stage, my kids got leery and thought they were this and that. I'm down the other end of a phone, and I made them sob. And no, they knew they'd done wrong. And I'm at the other end of the phone. There ain't no hands involved. There's a firm voice and an absolute ridiculous bollocking. And I didn't even have to swear either. Yeah. Never underestimate the power of someone who can deal verbally a punishment. So an easy drinking light pale ale. I'm just waiting to get the rest in. There we go. The rest is in there. So I'll wait in for the end because it's been sat on the shelf for a month. You know, it will have settled. Oh shit! Fucking Jesus Christ! Nearly dropped the blooming glass. I'd have been pissed off for myself, and I'd have been really pissed off that I lost the glass on the floor because that would have smashed. So as we can see now, it's hazy, orangey-ish looking pour with a white head, and whew. Do need to get over to Northern Ireland. I will do my utmost to visit Modest Beer. They may or may not watch these beer reviews. I would assume that when they put their beer on Bruiser, they get lots of people tagging them in, blah, blah, blah. There ain't no one quite like reggae. And yeah, it is what it is. My wife's from Londonderry, or Derry as they call it over there, and you know, we both love to go back. She'd love to live there. Whether I'd get a job there, being an English person, you know, I don't agree with religion. You know, religion means nothing to me, but obviously maybe not the current generation, and maybe not most of the older generation, but there's always somebody over there who thinks, well, you're English, or you're not one of us, you're Protestant, you know, and you know, there's always somebody who's going to say something, and it's the only time in my life where I felt weird when I went over, and it was for the first time. We'd been together 7 years. I went over, and this was like 20 odd years ago now, so when the Troubles were still quite prominent, and I went over, and for the first time in my life, I mean, I was born up on the St Anne's of Nottingham, so I was born up on a rough estate. you know, used to rough things, and nothing bothered me. I mean, I've worked on public parks all my life. You know, I've dealt with the roughest of people, and again, never bothered me. You know, I stayed clear of, you know, you could tell when somebody was an absolute psycho, and you backed off. But most people, you know, you talk to them, and they either walk away or you'd have to do something. But yeah, yeah. When I went over there for the first time, it's like, oh, this is weird. And for the first time, I felt like an alien in a different country, and it was strange. It was really strange. We've not been across as a family for a long while. My wife's grandma died, and the leader of the family wasn't there, and even though we got on with all the family really well, there was the fact that she was the magnet that got us all over there. And I dare say something will happen again. There'll be a wedding, and we'll go across. I'd like to drive across so I can get loads of Irish beers while I'm there, for obvious reasons, you know, being a beer reviewer, or so-called beer reviewer, you know, if you count me as a beer reviewer. I don't know if anyone ever does, you know, seriously. Yeah. That's obviously why Nottingham cameras still bloody ignore me. But anyway, up theirs. And, up, you know. So, yeah, it's a lovely, smooth, easy drinking beer. 4.2%, you know, goes down well. There are hints of citrus and tropical in this. It's tasting well. Yeah. Modest beer. Quite the name, really. Modest. The best people in this world are modest. Don't need to say, I'm the best there is, the best there was, or the best there ever will be. Although if you're Bret Hart, you probably, you know, you could get away with that. But, yeah, we are what we are. That was really good. Would I drink it again? Yes, I'd love to drink it in Northern Ireland, in a pub in Northern Ireland. That's where I'd want to drink it. In Derry, you know, my wife's own place. Oh, one day I'll get there. We'll get there. Out of 5, good 4.4 out of 5 for me. Yeah, and that's my review. For anybody from Northern Ireland who watches this beer review, you know, what are the craft beer breweries over there? And is there a hub where I can order beers from lots of different breweries from Northern Ireland? And I know Alison, who watches the channel, whether she watches this video or not, you know, so many beer reviews I put out, not everybody watches. But is there a hub in Northern Ireland where you can order lots of Northern Ireland beers and then get them sent to the UK for a relatively, you know, a fair price? You know, I'm not asking for 50 pence a can, but certainly, you know, not silly prices, obviously, as well. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Cheers, everyone.